Welcome to the Stealthy Crafter. I'm Jessica, and today we are doing a Wip Chat. If you guys don't know what WIP stands for, it stands for Work in Progress. And what you normally can do is you can take out your own whips, or if you want to do chores, or just sit around on the couch and listen to me ramble about whatever it is that's going on in my day or during my week or whatever, we can get started. So hope you guys are doing okay today. Let me know down below. Otherwise, it was sunny, but it's kind of gotten a little cloudy. But it's been a pretty decent week so far. Trying to get back to even though it's summer break, to get back into that straightening up the household kind of thing, because we've been on vacation for a week, which is why I haven't had a Whip and Chat last week at all. I did try to post a couple of unboxing videos so that way you guys didn't have anything without. I'm not sure if I'm doing an unboxing this week or not, considering I'm now recording this on Tuesday, so it probably won't be up till tomorrow. And the reason being is it's really hard for me to figure out a good time to record with the kids being home. And if you hear any noises, my kids are really excited about the new Minecraft update that just came through. So you might hear a little bit of mutterings and stuff there. I did ask them to try and stay quiet, but it is an open house, an open space type house, so sound travels quite a bit. But I did ask for them to not to be too loud. So I apologize if there is any sudden sudden stops in the video. It's because I would have to probably stop and ask them to quiet down a bit if they get a little rowdy. Plus, you know, kids sometimes they bicker with each other. So, but yes, I hope you guys are doing well today. Let me try and find my notes here, because they're more like little quick notes of what had happened all throughout the week when I was on vacation. I don't have anything this week. I'm not sure if I'm going to make a two-parter or just do one whole big Whip and Chat, because it depends on what I do talk. But yes, I think I left you guys off way back on, goodness gracious, when was it? May 28th, I think. It was the last day of school, and I literally rushed out the door after I made my video last week, if I remember correctly. So this one's going to take a lot more of my energy to focus. I think I'm going to switch to colors, because I focus really hard on these darker colors. But okay, so I'm going to let you guys know I did not pack until the day before our vacation. I had some things packed, but I did not pack at all. Normally, I pack quite a bit beforehand, but it's been years since I've done something. And of course, this year, when I did go on that weekend beach, it was a quick little, just couple outfits kind of thing. Let's see, what color do I want to use? Let's go with arrows. But I did do a couple of things, so just a couple of, just to let you guys know, I have 3 kids. Nicole is my oldest, and then I have the twins, who are Michael and Jaina, because I noticed I have a couple of new people here, so thank you. But, so, they usually bicker a lot. They're pretty good on things, but we decided that to make things easier for us, we asked the in-laws, my husband asked his parents, because what we're doing is we're going on vacation with them. They have a timeshare. And we asked them, could you please take Nicole and take her with you guys down the trip, and we'll take the twins with us. So that way, just to save room, just so that there's not a lot of bickering. And the reason being is just we didn't want to have the vacation start off on a bad note. I mean, on the way back, you know, it wasn't going to be as big of a deal if we had all 3, but we figured on the way there, to make things a bit better, have everyone in better spirits, might as well do that. So they said okay, thankfully, thank goodness, and they came over on Friday. Let me look. Yeah, they came over Friday because we left on Saturday. They came over on Friday to drop off his mom's car. Now we do have a minifan, but our minifan has had a couple of issues. It's it's uh it's broken down quite a bit. The battery has died a few times, and we didn't want to risk anything going wrong while we're out of state because I live in the Carolinas and we're going all the way down to Florida, and I did not want anything to go wrong at all. And my husband's like, nope. But at the same token, we're kind of thinking we should have probably just took the minifan. It would be a lot more easier, and it would have been comfier, and there would have been more room. That's the whole point of the minifan. But oh well. But yeah, they brought the his mom's car over, and it's like a SUV. I want to say almost. It's not, but it is. I don't know. I'm not good with cars. I do know that the car I want is a SUV. So, let's see. I'm getting ahead of myself. Trying to think, because I didn't write too much. I just wrote like little bullet points of what happened. So this is also the third time I've attempted to do this, so I'm like trying to think, like, what did I say before? Okay, so they dropped it off, and then they left for the evening to go eat dinner. So keep in mind, I still haven't really packed. All I packed was Nicole's backpack, her activity bag. So I packed her activity backpack so that way she had something for the trip, so she wouldn't be bored. And then also in her activity bag, I packed her sound machine because she can't sleep without her sound machine, and a pair of pajamas, and a change of clothes for the next day. Oh, and also her motion sickness medicine because this poor kid gets motion sick. Like, she gets car sick really bad, and I didn't want, her to get queasy while on the trip. So they went to eat dinner, and I finished up the laundry, I finished up everything else, and then I had to go and talk to my neighbors. Had to talk to my neighbors a little bit. We talked about what was going on for the week. I explained what was happening. Then the conversation got onto my daughter, like, and her clothes sizes, and how her clothes were like, I thought she was growing, but it turns out she's not growing as fast as I thought she was. So I had to put back her size 7 clothes and keep the size 6 clothes out. And she's like, oh, well, I have some clothes for her if you want, and some swimsuits. I'm like, yeah, that'd be great, actually. And she goes, well, I'll come over with the swimsuits for you and later on today. I'm like, okay. I got to go back and go finish packing. So that's what I did, thinking I'm just going to have her give me some extra swimsuits. Jana's going to love it. She's going to be excited. And that's what happened. Well, that's what I thought was going to happen. And I was still trying to get ready for the whole trip. She came by and she dropped off not only the swimsuit, she brought like 2 packs of, like, not two, she brought over 2 different swimsuits and then a whole pile of clothes. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I was like, okay, well, Jana's going to probably want to wear some of these already. So I had to go through the pile of clothes and repack her backpack. Because there were some cute outfits in there that was just perfect for beach weather. And I'm kind of glad I packed them, to be honest. So I repacked that, and what was funny is I'm going through it. So my neighbor and I exchange clothes a lot. So I've given her a bunch of Nicole's old clothes a few years ago. Well, I've been giving her every year, but a few years ago I gave her this size clothes to her, and I didn't get all of Nicole's clothes back. I gotten a couple of them back. It was so funny. Because, like, oh, hey, I recognize this shirt, So I was just like, okay, cool. So she's excited to wear some of her sister's old clothes and get some new clothes. Because for Nicole, I never really bought her unicorn-related stuff at all. I bought a lot of Walmart brand stuff. So, no, not a big deal. But I bought a lot of Walmart-type stuff for her growing up. So... And it was kind of cool that with her kid, her kid's into horses and unicorns, so what she bought was a mixture of that, and then it was like a lot of unicorn stuff. So yeah, I had to pack a lot of that, and there was like some cute things like no problem llama kind of stuff. Oh man, she liked that when she saw these shirts when we were unpacking at the beach. But yes, I was very busy. My husband was busy too. He had a lot of work that he was trying to finish up, and then he didn't really do any packing until the day of, to be honest, because he was just so busy with work and then everything else. We were still packing on Saturday before we left. So what I had to do on Friday night was finish the last bit of cooking. So I made some dinner for everyone and froze it. So that way it would be, we didn't want to spend a lot of money because, it's a family of 5. That's a lot of people to spend money on, and it's just like eating out all the time is ooh, that hurts the pocket. But so I cooked 2 different dinner meals, and my husband had one. Oops, I put that wrong. So I was like cooking sloppy Joe, Joe stuff. I don't do stuff from the can. I do it from scratch. No shame to anyone who does. I prefer the taste of it from scratch. So, whenever I say I make sloppy Joes, that's usually what I do. So I made that. I froze it, and then I went to work on my nails. Now, if I knew what I knew then, I would have done my nails differently. I trimmed them down quite a bit, but I would have probably trimmed them down a lot more if I knew what was going to happen. But oh well. So okay. Well, no, we'll talk about it in just a moment about my nails stuff. But yeah, I got most of the stuff all ready to go for the next day, and then when we woke up, we didn't really sleep well, and this is going to be an ongoing theme of we didn't sleep well for just so you guys know, we didn't really sleep well. I don't know if it was nerves or excitement or what, but it took a while for me to go to sleep because I did my nails and then I went to bed late. Because I was like desperate to try and get everything done, and I wanted to have a nice new set for the beach kind of thing. And I was like, okay, I had to let them dry. They were like mermaid look. Okay, they had like it's kind of like the shimmery stuff that I have right now, but it was like aqua turquoise kind of color, very pretty. I love this so much, and I'm so sad. But yeah. Anyway, I had to let it dry before I went to bed, and then I went to bed, and then my husband woke up in the middle of the night because his shoulder still has been bothering him, and decided he was going to go sleep on the couch to try and get some sleep. But our kids decided no. So Michael comes bounding in the room. Are we going to the beach yet? We're supposed to be going today. I'm like, dude, it's 6:30 in the morning. We're not leaving yet. And this kid would not let up about the fact that we had to go to the beach. He thought we were going to leave like bright and early, like his sister and his Nana and Papa were. I'm like, no, we're not leaving bright and early. My husband doesn't like to deal with morning traffic, so he prefers waiting a little bit more. I don't blame him, to be honest. So, but the problem was we did not leave until 10 o'clock. We had a bit of a slow start. We made coffee. Okay, this is the size of my coffee cup. You only see the bottom, but it's huge. Okay, it doesn't fit in any cup holder. My husband's like, oh, it'll fit. I'm like, I don't think it's gonna fit. He's like, it'll fit. It didn't fit. So I'm like, I had my arm holding these cups for most of the trip until I got fed up when I finished draining mine because I drank iced coffee. I just I threw mine into the back after I dried it off. Like we'll just deal with that later. Speaking of, I decided I'm gonna take a sip of that. All right. so yeah, the trip down there was pretty fun. We got to see a couple of rainbows. We went through storms. The twins got to see a lot of cool sights. They don't remember the last time we went to the beach, all together as a family. So they were really excited. But it was just a constant, are we there yet? It was just that, are we there yet? No. No. And then it got to, well, let me know when we hit Georgia. Well, let me know when we hit Florida. Let me know when we hit the beach. It was like that over. It was cute, but at the same time, it was like, but yeah, luckily we didn't have any too much problems. We didn't stop a lot either last on the way there, at least. On the way back is a different story. We stopped a lot. um but yeah, we got there pretty late. I was kind of hoping that dinner would be ordered, so that way we could just get the kids fed and then just go to bed, like that, because my son, he prefers to be on a schedule, and even though his sisters like to fight and try and stay up as long as they can, he's pretty good about staying on that schedule. So we were trying to give him a little bit of let him stay up a little bit longer because it's summer, and he's getting older where he can stay up a little bit later, but he'll let you know if he's tired. And he was tired. We got there like almost close to 8. 7, I think like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and unpacked everything, and then we had to order the pizza, and then we got once everyone ate, we got to bed. So this is why I said, well, one of the things why I say we didn't really sleep well at all. I thought with the whole trip it was so exhausting because it was like a 10-hour trip. I feel like 9-10 hours. And I thought we were gonna just pass out from traveling the whole time. No, okay. So not trying to rag on my in-laws or anything. They already know that my husband and I did not like the beds at all. So when we first stayed with them, we stayed in the king size bed that they had, and that was as hard as a rock. And we had the twins sleep on an inflatable mattress, and we were able to sleep a bit on, if I remember correctly. Well, I was able to sleep a bit, even though it hurt. My husband, he couldn't sleep that well on it, but they decided to let us sleep in the other room this time to try it out. They slept in this room normally. It was twin size beds, and it just, for some reason, I could not sleep on them. My husband could not sleep on them. We're both, no, we're not doing this. And we were like, nope. We only slept one night, and that was pretty much it. And then we decided to let the kids sleep in there. So how they slept the first night was they slept on the pull-out beds on the sofa out in the living room, and we just decided to switch it all up. And this way, it was also a bit easier. So we pushed the twin size beds together, and Nicole and Jana slept on those, and then we pulled out an inflatable twin size mattress, and Michael got to sleep on that, which was a good thing because the poor kid falls out of bed a lot, and yeah, this way, if he did fell out of bed, at least he was closer to the ground. So we just did that, and my husband and I just kind of tried to sleep everywhere out there, and that way the kids had their own place to sleep in, and we were able to have full reign of the other place. And I was able to diamond paint at night. But yeah, it was just like, we did not sleep well at all that week. We tried the couch, we tried chairs, I think my husband was almost about to try the floor. He even went outside one night to sleep on on one of the beach chairs that was on the porch, the patio thing. That didn't work either, and he was just like, I give up. That poor guy. Excuse me. I was able to get some sleep, but it was like I was waking up every hour. It felt like I was waking up every hour on the hour. So yeah, I slept, but it wasn't a really good sleep. Uh-oh, what was that? Nothing. Okay. I'm expecting a package, so. Um, and more noise. Okay. Let me look at what the next color should be. I'm trying to find it and I can't. All right, we're going to skip that color then, and we'll go to this. And I'm dropping drills everywhere. But yeah, the kids at least slept somewhat well. But when they switched, but when we switched, the oldest did complain about the beds as well. So it wasn't just us that did not like it. I think we just like comfier beds. I don't know. But they were pretty hard in our opinion. But the trip otherwise was pretty good. So let's see. So after the horrible night, sorry, we started off the day, and my husband said I could actually diamond paint because I did not diamond paint in 2 days at that point. I mean, like, I wouldn't say I was twitchy, but I was like, oh, because I spent all Friday with packing, and then we spent all Saturday traveling, and I wasn't going to diamond paint until way late. So I was like, well, I was like, I want to see the kids too. And he goes, no, you can stay. And I was like, I decided to stay, but at the same token, I kind of wish I went with him because I would like to see how the kids' reaction to the beach was. Even though they've been there before, they don't remember. So, I don't know. It's just, I feel kind of bad for not doing that. But it was nice to be able to work a little bit on my diamond painting too, but, whatever. But as I'm working on it, I'm talking to my mother-in-law. I get a message on my phone, and it says, come to the front door. So I open the front door, and the kids are completely soaked. He was out there for, I don't know, at least an hour, I think. I'm just like, what happened? So he told them that we're only going to do an exploratory day that day. That meant that we weren't going to like do anything too crazy. We were just going to, he wanted to do beach. He wanted to do a little bit of everything to figure out what do we like best. And to that time, he was like, okay, we're going to go pick up seashells, but we're not going to go into the beach or anything like that. We're not going to jump on waves. So he didn't change their clothes at all. They decided that they were going to jump in the waves and got themselves completely soaked. And I was just like, oh my goodness, they were wet. So, but yeah, it was just like, ugh. So I had to do the first laundry wash. So I packed her clothes, and I was told to only pack 3 to 4 pairs for the week. Excuse me. Sorry, had to shush the kids a little bit. They were starting to get a little loud. I don't know if you heard them or not. I guess I'll find out when I'm editing tonight. But let's see, where was I? But yeah, they got wet, and I had to do laundry, and I was told to only do bring like 3 to 4 pairs of outfits. Because they had a washing and dryer machine, and my mother-in-law was going to bring Tide Pods. My husband and I were going to bring Tide Pods too, but that got completely forgotten on our list. So I felt guilty about using hers, especially since I got the comment of how I'm doing a lot of laundry. But it's like, you have 5 people, you kind of do need to go through laundry, so. And I did pack a lot of clothes too, so, oh well. So it was just like, I was just not expecting to do laundry on the first day there, though. That was just like, ugh, oh my goodness. I should have thought better. I should have known better, but I'm still learning about vacation stuff. Let's see. I'm trying to think about, because I've been interrupted. Okay, so we did that, and then we got the kids all dressed in their new clothes, clean clothes, dry clothes, and I got in the laundry going, and they were getting a little antsy, and I didn't want to be bothering anyone, so my husband and I decided to take them to do a thing. We just decided to go travel at this point. We just went out, and if I knew then that we were going to go play mini golf, I would have put on sunscreen. But I didn't know. I didn't know we were going to do that. But we found a mini golf place and decided, hey, let's do that. And then, in hindsight, we shouldn't because it was really hot. But let me check this for a moment. Oh, it's a delivery person. Actually, I'll be right back. I am so sorry. All right, it was a wrong delivery person. Man, I got all excited too. Jeez. Oh well. So let me go back to my notes. I'm sorry about the interruptions, guys. So yeah, we went mini golfing, I think. Yeah, that's where I stopped. If I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. So we went mini golfing, and I did not put any sunscreen on, and I got really sunburnt. It was not fun. It was miserable. At least the kids were fine because I put sunscreen on them earlier. But Michael, he got really overheated, the poor guy. So by the ninth hole, he was done. So I'm hoping we'll do mini golf again, and we'll either do it like when it's cooler or when or we'll find an indoor one or something like that. So, but the poor guy started complaining of a hurt stomach once we left. We were going to find something to cool us off because it was probably feeling like 98 by that point. It was a miserable time. I do not like summer. You will hear this all summer long about how I don't like summer. Now you're gonna ask, why did I move into a place that is hot and humid? Well, I really like this guy, and yeah, he convinced me that it was great, and I got here when it was winter. I got here right before, like right around Christmas time, and it was nice and cool and refreshing. And then, of course, it snowed around my birthday in February, and I'm like, it's just like where I live. So I got tricked. That's what happened. I got tricked. And I think that first summer wasn't too bad, but the next few summers, oh my god. By that point, I already had a job. We already had a new place. I was like, I was tricked. But But what what we had to do was like find a place to cool off. We went to this ice cream place that was recommended, and we got everyone like Dole Whips, so it was really good. I never had a Dole Whip before, so it was like yay. And I told him we had to come here again to get another one. I wish we went a third time, but that might have been pushing it by that point. I think maybe just perhaps I don't know. But Michael was complaining that his stomach was hurting, and we're like, "You're overheated. We're gonna get you something to cool off. It'll be okay." And the poor kid, he didn't understand that the reason why he was feeling the way he was because of him being overheated. He just kept saying no, there was something wrong. I'm like, no, sweetie, it's because of this. We're gonna get you cooled off first. And of course, like after he had his ice cream, it was he felt a lot better in a few minutes, like after he had everything. But yeah, my husband and I, we were immediately looking like pink lobsters the first day, and it was not fun. But let's see. I don't know if this is going to be a long whip and chat or not. I think it was going to be, but I think with the battery draining and stuff like that, I might have to do two parts. We'll see. But let's see. I'm going to look. Monday we went to the pool. So the resort there had a pool. So the kids got to experience that for the first time. Well, Nicole's already done some swimming lessons. It's clear that she still needs swimming lessons. I think the poor kid has forgotten a good portion of it, and she just needs a little bit of a reminder and to help with her confidence. So my husband and I are talking about maybe getting all the kids some swimming lessons. I don't want them to be like me and not know how to swim. But I was trying to help them learn how to float. So, and my husband and his dad was going to teach them how to swim, but oh well. Michael, he took to it pretty quick, and plus he got to keep soaking up. This kid did not want to leave the water. I don't think any of them did. We spent a good portion of the morning there, and I did put sunscreen on. For some reason, though, it did not want to work. I didn't. I got burnt again. I got. It was like It was. It was kind of hot and miserable and experience after that. Ugh. But at least the kids, they were fine. They just tanned. They were like me when I was a kid. I don't know if anyone else was the same way. But I never really burnt as a child. I just tanned all the time. I always had a nice little tan by the time I went back to school. It was funny. But I think there was only a few times I had sunburn, and then one time I had like I gotten sun poisoning. I would not recommend that. But yeah, it's just I made sure that the kids had made sure that they kept themselves protected because I don't want them experiencing that at all. So we spent a good portion there. Oh, also the day before. I'm gonna talk about this. I just skipped over it. I broke my first nail, so I should have trimmed my nails a little bit more. But I broke my first nail, so now I'm down to short nails. Not because of it. I just decided to keep. When I broke my nail, it was just the middle finger, and I wasn't flipping anything off. It was just getting caught in the car door. So, but let's see. I was trying to think. Yeah. So I caught it in the car door, and it kind of bent a bit, but I was just like, okay, it's fine, it's fine. And then when I got back home, it immediately broke off, and I was like, oh man, it wasn't fine. But I decided to keep the rest of my nails long at that point. But later on in the week, they all kept breaking off one by one. So I really should have trimmed them a bit shorter, and I should have brought a nail emergency kit. And I know some of you are going to be like, well, they're just nails, they'll grow back. And yes, you are right. They are just nails. And yeah, they will grow back. But my nails are a source of pride to me. It's when I had Michael and Jaina, there was a point where I was in my lowest spot in my life after having them. I was really feeling bad about myself, the way I looked, how things were going. I just felt like I wasn't attractive enough, and I discovered, basically painting your nails. Like I painted my nails before, but I discovered nail art and stuff like that in general, and I got involved in doing that, and my husband was very supportive of that, and it was a source of thing to really encourage my hands because at the time I was a horrible nail biter. At that point, I think I was like 28 years strong on biting my nails. So I wanted to take good care of my nails, and I did. I started growing them out for the first time ever, and it was just, I made them look nice. I do a lot of nail care with them, so in hand care. And it's just something that makes me feel good about myself. So when they start breaking, I start feeling really bad. And it's silly, but at the same time, it's something that makes me feel good, and I feel like I look good whenever I have nice nails like that. So that's why I get a little upset whenever I break my nails. Excuse me just another moment. I think today is going to be the day of interruptions. I am so sorry. I have to see what I think I was talking about my nails. So we'll just skip that subject because you guys don't want to hear about it. I think I have to talk about the next day. Yeah. So Tuesday, because this is going to become a very long whip and chat, and I don't have a lot of battery left. So Tuesday, we went to a really cool park. So it was like, there were so many different types of swings, and goodness gracious, what was it? It's just like, it was huge. It's not an amusement park. It was a playground park. Sorry, just in case you guys didn't know, but the kids had a blast. We made sure we put a bunch of sunscreen on, and yeah, we put a bunch of sunscreen on, and we spent some time out there, but Michael got overheated again. The poor kid. We're trying to make sure that he doesn't get overheat, but he does quite a bit. He was getting, we were trying to keep him cool a lot, and he was just, man, we gotta make sure he stays cool all the time. He's kind of like me. No, I'm kidding. um, but yeah, we spent a lot of time outside during those few days. I think we also went to the pool that day too. We spent some time at the pool. We were trying to make sure not to get ourselves too burnt, because we wanted to try and recover from some of the sun activities. Especially the kids, they just want to go, and they don't understand. Mommy and Daddy hurt a lot. But we did go back to the pool. Jana likes swimming too, but she wants to be a mermaid. But not just any mermaid. A mermaid that floats. So that's all she wanted to do. I was trying to teach her a little bit about trying to put your legs behind you and keep them straight, so that way we can start learning how to kick. No, we just want to float around. So she stayed around the 3.5-foot section of the pool. I was keeping my eye out on Nicole, and my husband decided he was going to teach Michael how to swim, since Michael's, was the best one in for it right there, and he helped Nicole out from time to time. But the problem was Michael was like, I'm off like a rocket, whenever he was helping Nicole, and I was just like, no, come back here, because I'm gotta keep an eye on Jana. She wants to float, and you want to just zoom off. You can stay here in this section. Well, I can go to the 6-foot pool now. No, you can't. Not without Daddy. Well, yes, I can. It's like, no, not without Daddy. He had a pool noodle and then these back floaties on him to help, so that way you can actually maneuver with your arms. But I wasn't trusting him to go in the 6-foot pool by himself like he thought he could. Kids think they can do a lot. Oh my goodness. But he listened to me for the most part. But yeah, Jana just wanted to be, I'm a mermaid and I'm a floater. I'm like, but mermaids need to float too, silly goose. They need to swim as well. And she's just, nope, I want to be a floating mermaid. Okay, whatever, right? But yeah, we did that, and then we kind of kept it simple. I think we finally went out to eat that day. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I don't remember which date we went out to eat. I didn't really write that down. Not as important to me. But what did count was the kids had a lot of fun. And then Wednesday was a very slow day. We did not go out for almost all day. Until it was like shady. My husband wanted to wait till there was like some shade covering the beach once the sun got behind the building, so that way there was actually a shadow onto the beach, so we wouldn't burn up. And it was actually, what happened was, it actually got really cool and really windy. It was we knew that it was going to rain soon. So we took the kids out so they could build their sandcastles, because we did promise them, we're at the beach, we might as well go and, build a sandcastle, right? So they got to spend their time just playing and building a sandcastle. I think Nicole was a little upset that she didn't get to build quite an epic one, but it still was pretty cool. But all of them had fun. There was a point when Michael and my husband were like covering their feet with sand, and this guy on I want to say like it's like kind of like a hoverboard. You seen those people who ride bicycles right on the beach. Well, the kids saw that first. Like, they were like, oh my god, that's so cool, and the tires are so big, oh my goodness. Well, there was a guy who was like riding some sort of hoverboard or something like that, and he had a parrot on his shoulder, and Jane immediately, I like your parrot, and then he stops and gets off his hoverboarding. And he comes up to both Nicole and Jana and asked them if they wanted to pet the parrot. And I feel like he should have asked me first if it was okay for them to do that. But, oh well. But he actually did teach them how to hold their hands like this to pet tail feathers, and it was like really nice. That he was like explaining. He only let them do it like a little bit, and then my kids remembered their manners, thankfully, and said thank you to him, and he rode off. I kind of felt bad that Michael didn't see this. It was kind of funny because he like literally came up behind my husband and my son when he was scooting by, but it was so windy. It was so hard to hear everyone talking. So Michael was like, "What?" when Jaina and Nicole was telling him what was going on, and I was like, "Yeah, I was right behind you, dude." And yeah, they didn't hear that at all. I felt so bad. Oh well, maybe another time they'll see that guy if we ever do visit again. I don't know. Let's see, one, two. Um, but yeah, we didn't really spend all. We spent a good portion on the beach, and then we went inside because we were watching the clouds come in and starting to rain, and we're like, okay, yeah, we better get inside before it pours on us. And we did. We got inside. Like I said, it was a slow day on Wednesday. I think we needed that slow day because we've been just like go 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 go. So we got to play a couple of board games. We enjoyed ourselves quite a bit. I played Uno Flip with the kiddos. But uh, Thursday, I think if we knew also if we were gonna call it a day early, we might have done a little bit more, but whatever. But Thursday we got everyone. Oh, we also got ice cream that day. Yeah, see, we got ice cream a lot. But I think Thursday we had everyone was able to join together. So my kids were kind of sad because they wanted Nana and Papa to swim with them or do things with them, and they weren't able to. Nana has been taking medicine that makes her sensitive to the sun and stuff like that, and so the kids were like really wanting to spend time with Nana and Papa, and they got to on Thursday at least. So they got to spend some time at the beach. We had like not beach at the pool. They got to swim around. Papa got to help Michael out learn how to swim, so Michael knows how to doggy paddles, act like he's on a bicycle kind of thing. It was really cute. And then Jaina snuck off while I was like after they got in Sundays. So Nana and Papa treated the kids to Sundays because it was like Sunday hour or something like that. And my husband stayed in the pool. So my husband and I decided to stay in the pool, and we were just going to relax. And when the kids came back, everyone started splitting off to do their own things. I'm watching Nicole because she made a friend earlier that week, and that friend was there at the pool again. So, let's see. But Jaina decided she's going to sneak off because I had Michael at the moment, and no one was paying attention to Jaina, I guess. And I decided to go after Jaina once I handed Michael off. I don't remember if it was to my husband or to Papa, but I handed him off. And because Jaina starts talking to this complete stranger. Jaina will talk to anyone. She's a social butterfly, and it's a blessing and a curse. And I'm like, no. Okay, gotta stop this, right? And I apologized to the woman, and the woman's like, no problem at all. You know how that is. And she's like, I love kids, so it's not a big issue. And we actually started talking a little bit, so I was like, okay, Jaina was just like interrupting every single time. It was you know how kids are. But let's see. But I got my compliment. I got a compliment, from my daughter and from her apparently. So before I got there, Jaina asked her how old she was, and I'm like, oh God, oh my goodness. And the woman told her that she's like 27ish or something like that. I don't remember the correct age, but Jaina told her that that's how old my mommy is. And when I came over, I said hi, and then apologized, and apparently we started talking about ages, and she told me the whole thing that what Jana said. I'm like, oh no, I'm not 27. I thought it was quite sweet that Jana thought I was 27. I'm like, I'm not 27, and she goes, well, you don't look like you're 35. Because when I said I'm 35 years old, I'm not 27. She goes, well, you look like you're in your 20s. I'm like, no. I have a 10-year-old and two 7-year-olds. She goes, you look too young to have a 10-year-old. I'm like at this point I'm like, okay. You don't need to keep lying to me. It was like cuz I get embarrassed by that. I don't feel like I look that young. I used to look very young as when I was much younger. I looked really young for my age. Was really, that to me was really a curse, to be honest, but the yeah, sorry, I was just thinking. I used to I used to sound really young too. Like, my mom's deaf, so I had to order pizza all the time. I know I'm going off tangent. I had to order pizza, and all the time they went, well, I need to talk to your parents. You can't order food. And it's like, well, I can't. I love that the fact that you can order food online now instead of having to call in. But yeah, growing up, I was like, when I was 16 years old, I didn't look like I was 16. I looked like I was like 12 years old, and it was like, ugh, you know. It was worse when I was 19, and I looked like I was a very, I was like, I think it was like people aged me 15 to 16 as a 19-year-old. And I'm like, no, I am not. And it doesn't help that my voice gets really high pitched when I get mad like that. So, but I feel like after having kids, I finally look the age that I do now, especially with all the gray hairs I have and all the wrinkles and all the stress lines from the kids. I thought I like, hey, I look my age now. No, apparently someone thinks I look like I'm in my mid-20s. I don't believe her. But my husband's like, oh yeah, I have a trophy wife. I'm like, you're supposed to lie to me. He goes, no, it's true. You look like you're in your 20s. I'm like, no, I don't. You liar. Stop it. But yeah. The kids got to spend a good part of the time in the pool, and they got to swim with Nana and Papa, and then we got to go back inside, and we did kind of look at the weather at that point, because we try and check up on the weather, and that's when I noticed that there's a tropical storm, or a chance of a tropical storm, a storm turning into a tropical one, coming our way, and it was supposed to, the center was supposed to hit us the day we were leaving, right around the time we were leaving originally. And my husband and I are looking at each other going, do we really want to deal with that kind of traffic? No, we don't really want to deal with that. So we talked about it, and it was kind of a quick decision, less than an hour. It was like, yeah, we're leaving. We're leaving the next day. It was more of an, even if it wasn't that, it was going to be a messy day on Friday. So the kids wouldn't be able to do anything either way. And then, who really wants to drive through all that mess, on Saturday? Because I trust my husband's driving. I don't trust anyone else's driving. That's the problem. But my husband and I both also wanted to get back to a nice, comfy bed and sleep. And yeah, so that's what we did. The kids were upset. They had their little meltdowns, understandably. They really wanted to stay longer, and then we're like, we can't. We're going to be leaving tomorrow. So I spent that night packing as much as I could. I spent a good amount of packing, and my husband finished, of course, the rest while I was getting the kids ready. I felt bad because there was a point where I was just waiting for the kids to come to me so I can brush their hair and stuff, and he was too busy. He was busy packing stuff, and I was like, I'm sorry I'm not helping you. But he was telling me on the way home, he goes, you did all the work the night before. I can finish it up. So sorry. Oh, one of the things I noticed, my allergies have come back full strength. I've been waiting to get sick because my neighbors that was across from me and also next to me, when they came to Florida and came back home, they got sick. In fact, my neighbors are next to me, their kids had COVID. a couple of days after he came back on the vacation. So, like, I'm waiting to get some sort of cold or something like that. But, right now my allergies came back full strength. And it's funny because, I kicked the camera. Because Michael, he was sniffling and being miserable on the way there. And within 2 days after being at the beach, because we both have ragweed allergies, and he was like not happy about, he couldn't breathe very well. And then he was breathing good again at the beach. Now that we're back, and I'm just looking at our backyard, you can see all the weeds. And it's, the ragweed pollen's high in these couple days, so my allergies have started getting back into, being angry at me all over again. I'm just hoping that I'm not going to get sinusitis or something like that because of my darn allergies. I'm trying my best to keep it under control, but But yeah, we packed home on Friday. The kids were so upset. My husband decided he was going to get a couple of pool noodles because we actually had to throw away one of my pool noodles, and not for fun purposes, but for my diamond painting, because I was diamond painting during that time still down there. I actually had 2 projects I brought with me. This one I started at the beginning of the week, and then on the 1st I switched over to my princess painting for the princess along. So I'm almost halfway done with Rapunzel. I'll need to post that picture once I finish actually getting to the halfway point. I don't know when that's going to be. Sometime soon. I think I'm going to be working on this today. But let me look. What else? Yeah, traffic was really awful though when we left on Friday. It was fine for a minute, but then when we got hit right at the edge of Florida going into Georgia, oh my goodness, so much traffic. It was like a lot of people were leaving too. But yeah, we had to make a lot of stops that time. And yeah, Nicole was with us this time. So what we had to do was move a lot of the, we had like 2 canopies that his parents packed in his mom's car, to bring with us. We never used the canopies. But we packed those, into their car instead, since it's theirs. And that way we were able to move, have room for Nicole's stuff and things like that. And I instead packed for Nicole and the kid, Michael and Jana as well. Like, I decided instead of 3 backpacks, I made it 1 backpack, and Nicole had control of the whole backpack. And I moved forward so that way Nicole could sit behind me and get as much leg room as she could. Because the poor kid, she's growing like a weed. So I tried to give her as much leg room as I could. Everyone still kind of grabbed. There wasn't a lot of leg room, but you can't help it. But we made a lot more stops on the way home. We were hoping that we would get home a little bit earlier, but we got home about 8ish again. And one of the stops was we literally stopped, and then I look back and I see Jana with this look on her face. I'm like, oh boy, is this going to be like the penny incident again? And what I mean by that is that Jana thought she swallowed the penny, and she didn't, and she put the penny like underneath her chin and held it with her chin, and then moved her chin up, and the penny disappeared. It slid underneath her shirt. But she thought that somehow it magically meant that she swallowed it. Yeah, that was so funny. But that look on her face was very similar, and I'm like, oh boy, is this what? And I'm like, what's up? And she's like, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm like, are you kidding me? We just stopped at a gas station not even 10 minutes ago. Literally not even 10 minutes ago. And I had them all go to the bathroom. They all went. I heard them go. I'm like, were you holding it? She goes, no. And then I'm like, okay, whatever. So we went to we went there. We stopped. It was just the one toilet, and then she sits down on it, because I want to make sure that she's actually going. She sits on it, and she goes, I don't have to go potty. I'm like, no, we did not stop for you to go, I don't have to go potty. You're going potty. So I turn on the faucet, so that way try and help them go potty. That's what I do a lot of times, is like, all right, we'll just do this. And it didn't help. And then I started washing my hands. So the reason why I'm explaining this is I think that place is where I lost my wedding ring, because I remember having it on beforehand. So yeah, you can still see the indent. Excuse me. You can still see the indent on my hand, but I was just like, I remember finally getting her to go potty, and we wash our hands again, and I don't remember taking my ring off. I have never taken my ring off except if I'm handling raw meat or if it gets gunk underneath it. I've never taken my ring off otherwise. And I was like, the weirdest thing was when we were at the pool the day before, we were talking about how loose our rings were, and that it's a miracle that they haven't fallen off. Well, my husband jinxed it. It fell off. He's lost his wedding ring years ago, but he bought like one from off Amazon, so that way, so he still had some sort of ring. But now it's like, well, it's been 14. I've worn my ring for almost 14 years. I'm like, okay, can I order something off Amazon? He goes, no, we're gonna get some new rings then. I now looked at the prices. I'm like, are you sure you want to get new rings? Because look how expensive this is. The same ring. Okay, so my ring, when I bought it back in 2008, was $75. My husband's ring, when he bought it, and it had to be special order because he has big hands. It was like 170 kind of thing, and they were just simple white gold bands, nothing more. Now it's like 500 for mine and 700 for his, and I'm like, no. I'm like, and he wanted to, do something a little extra special instead, and I'm like, these are expensive. No. And I was just like, well, I'll just get a silicone one. He goes, no, you're not going to do that. I'm like, well, I don't want to wait months until I get another ring. I feel naked without one. So we're still arguing about that. But yeah, I'm just, but we got home safe and sound. Kids were unfortunately had to stay up late because we did not want to pick up another fast food thing on the way there. We gave the kids snacks to try and tide them over until we got home, because we spent so much money on food and stuff like that. So we got home, we made them French toast. They got to stay up a little bit late, and then they all passed out in their beds. I passed out for the first couple hours, but my body's so used to waking up hourly that it started doing it again. It's finally now starting to go back to its normal cycle. Oh man, it's been rough. Like the last few days, I'm trying to slowly get out from vacation mode, and it's school, but it's still yet summer vacation, and then like I have to get the house back in order, and then also have the kids do their homework. Oh my goodness, and I'm just like, the kids are, of course, they're like summer, fun, don't want to do homework. They love school, but they don't want to do homework, and I can't blame them. But we're doing the homework. I actually got them to do 2 of their assignments this morning. And I decided while I'm doing that, I'm going to try and do this. I tried to do this earlier. It didn't work out very well. We'll hopefully this one works out a little bit better. And I got to figure out what's the best time to do this. You might see me doing this late at night, so there might be a little bit of glare. And I apologize if that's the case whenever it's going to be night. In fact, there's a little bit glare from the light coming in right now, so, which, sorry. I don't have very good lighting. My husband, I'm trying to not bother him while he's working. I can do Wip Chats early in the morning when the kids aren't home. They're at school, and I'm able to work in there. And it doesn't bother him because I'm doing it pretty much right before he starts his day, or I'm doing it right after he starts working, but he has no meetings. So I'm not bothering him, but now it's like I can't do it anymore because the kids will go in there and they'll start bothering him, and he needs to focus. So it's just going to be a weird summer. So I apologize if my Whip Chats are going to be a little bit everywhere. At least I know with unboxings, I could probably get away with getting one or so done a week. I'm not having any this week just because I'm trying to still clean up the house. This table is a mess. I've wiped it down so many times, but the kids were eating lunch when I was earlier, and it's just a mess again. Ugh. But yeah, sorry, I'm getting off track. I apologize. But yeah, I'll don't know if I'm do another whip and chat or not, because I still haven't caught up with the rest of the week. I have only got up to Friday of last week, and I mean, like, it's Tuesday now. So I might just add that into the next week's whip and chat. That's probably okay. Because my battery's dying. Oh no. Yeah, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. But I'm going to cut it off here. And I will say thank you guys for listening to me. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't or if you want. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!